today's systems, right? Um, People are attached to their mobile devices, and this can do a lot of capability for them, right? Unfortunately, many times when they bring it inside the car, that functionality is severely diminished, and the experience then is somewhat frustrating and not as productive for the individual. So, being now part of the Samsung family, we worked together over the last 6 months to basically redefine what the digital cockpit of the future should look like, right? And so we leveraged some new technology between the two companies to introduce some industry first as far as what we can do to have a better or more connected experience, a more intelligent experience, and probably most importantly, a highly personalized experience, not only for the driver, but for the passenger as well. So I'll fire it up, give you a look at what it looks like. Now you can see all these displays light up, right? And everything's now coming to life, and you see this nice blend of intelligent displays working for you to communicate information for this highly personalized experience. Some of the technologies that are industry first is this, which is a 12.4 OLED, flexible OLED S-shaped display. We have replaced the cluster and used a high definition 12.3 inch OLED display as well. And over here is an industry first 28 inch automotive QLED display. I have 3 knobs, contextual knobs here, that are OLED displays as well. Now, this display, and this display are all driven off of one SoC from one platform, which is another industry first. In those cases, we're actually using Android O, one instance to drive the 4 displays, followed by using a Type 1 virtual hypervisor running a virtual environment for QNX and Android O for the cluster. Okay. Now, I started it up. I'll do a reboot just to kind of give you the experience here. Since I bring my cloud or phone, I have my cloud profile that's now transferred to the car. So upon startup, we're doing a cybersecurity check using our cybersecurity software. Everything's checking out okay with the check mark, and now you can see my profile has been downloaded from the cloud, which now has translated into my personal information, which has been intelligently transposed throughout the various displays. But for starters, you see it here in the middle, where my calendar and appointments have been specified, notifying me of an upcoming appointment at 5 p.m. at this hotel. So instead of having to find how to get there, the application itself will take those coordinates and intelligently transfer it to the navigation system. And so for me, it's a simple swipe of the button, and now the display transforms into a much larger display. Now I have an optimal viewing experience, right? And so it's very easy for me to use the navigation to go and do my route guidance. Since I'm connected to the cloud, I also have my own personalized curated content. In this case, I can play what's relevant to me, such as weather, news, business, stocks, sports information can be played. After that, I can go into more of a multimedia and now play my choice of content. I can expand the view to enlarge it to many screens for a wider viewing experience. I can go ahead and play the information. And we're at the end of the track. So I can change the volume to the contextual knobs, or I can use the gesturing surface on the display here, simply swipe it down anywhere on the display, and the volume's instantly reduced. So it's a nice feature when driving at high rate of speeds. I don't have to take my eye off the road. I can just touch, feel, and control. Now, historically we haven't played in the cluster. By doing this now, we can provide a much more harmonious look and feel and increase the functionality of the overall digital cockpit experience. So right now I have a split screen where I have my gauges, and in the center I have infotainment related information. In this case, it's date, time, and weather. I can expand the view, and now I can see a multi-day forecast. If I want to go and perhaps move my multimedia content to the center, I can simply go into the menu, easily select a category, and now that album art metadata is displayed. If I want to see more detailed information as to the songs within the album, that's easily displayed. If perhaps I'm driving at a high rate of speed and I don't want that information to be disturbing me, I can take it out automatically and now I'm into performance mode, where it's just to gauge information. So from the driver, I have a high degree of flexibility, customization that I can do depending on what kind of driving mode and feel that I need. That same kind of customization can be transferred into the center stack as well, where I have 3 contextual knobs. If I go into the settings menu, I can control any one of these knobs. In this case, this is controlling the passenger climate control. If I want that to be the volume knob, I can switch it, and now easily that functionality is transformed. If I want it to be driving mode, it can be that. I can control the sport mode, luxury mode of the car. I want it to be fan control, it's there. So again, I can assign that to any one of the knobs for that kind of flexibility, or I can touch and press and hold the knob to control the same functionality as well. You might see some symbols over here, and you might recognize some of these. We believe people should have choices, and again, we want to help increase productivity in the vehicle. So we have actually incorporated the use of 3 personal assistants, in this case Bixby, Alexa, and Watson, into the car. And each can be used for different experiences. I'll give you a couple of walkthroughs of examples on how we're using them. So in this case for Alexa, I can press and give it an instruction. Will you marry me?
Let's just be friends.
So it's kind of fun. I can use these for nice front-end applications. I can get any kind of information that you would use their service today and have that information done for me in the car. However, we can also use these agents to do a deeper, tighter integration into the vehicle. So similar to how maybe Alexa products can be used to change lights in your home, we can use the services to change the lighting in the car. You can see the ambient lighting that's installed throughout the vehicle. I can actually, in this case, I use Bixby, give it an instruction to change the color of the light to a different color. Change the color of light to orange. And now you see the orange color. So again, a deeper, tighter integration with the vehicle, but we have another use case I can show you where we, in this case, use Watson to actually help diagnose some of the problems, and then actually go ahead and figure out what's best to schedule within your schedule and your calendar. So you maybe at times, unfortunately, experience where the check engine light comes on, and the question is, what does that mean? How far can I go? And probably most importantly, what's the problem? So I can use the 2 clouds, in this case the Harman Ignite cloud, also with the commercial cloud. We can federate the data, we can diagnose the problem, and then we can return the response through the commercial cloud back to the consumer on a very seamless operation, and keep the data within our clouds so it's not exposed to the consumer clouds, right? So the experience would look something like this. Why is my check engine light on?
I have found a short in a fuel pump relay. You should have it serviced soon. You are free tomorrow afternoon and the dealer service center has an opening at 2. Shall I schedule that for you?
Yes.
You are confirmed for a 2 p.m. appointment tomorrow.
So I've used our cloud, another cloud, right, to kind of do this cloud-to-cloud communication, able to diagnose the problem, go ahead and look at my calendar, look at the dealership calendar, schedule an appointment that was convenient for both of us. And now the stress, aggravation is eliminated, and I can concentrate on the road, and you can see how we made this blend of ecosystem to be more productive for my personal use. The other thing I'll show you is now if you as a passenger are going in, this is how we actually personalize the experience for you as well. So you could simply put your phone in the wireless charging pad, and as a result, your profile information would come up on the right side. And now I could play any of the content that you have from your profile. You could utilize any kind of apps and services that you would want. And in this case, we can also play some videos. So we're in a convertible, it could be a nice sunny day. That won't be a problem when we turn it on using this high definition QLED display with the brightness intensity. So every time I see it, it makes me hungry. So you can see how we're using that to basically help you become part of the drive as well and productive. And then the last thing is you're taking the mirrors and replaced it with socks that we have integrated to electronic or to cameras, right? So we can use this for multiple purposes, rear view, and also actually augmented surround view. In this case, I used the mirror here, and now we blended the left mirror, the rear camera, and the right mirror into a panoramic 180 rear view display. I can change that and go into a 3-panel display where I have now the left, rear, and right. And as I use the turn signal stock, you'll see that this panel has increased, right? Further increasing my viewing angle and eliminating any blind spots. So it's another way that we're helping integrate intelligence and give you the ultimate experience from a personalized benefit of the services.
Já atingiu o limite já. Ele pediu 30 segundos, já era. Não adianta levar para a empresa dele para copiar.